All right, guys, we're back with episode 190 for Shackled City. How's everybody feeling out there? I don't even know what was that? Nice. I like what you're doing there. That's fun. That's cute. That's cute. How's everybody doing out there, guys?
You miss a button.
Oh well, there was the excitement was unreal there. Wow, what happened? Where's that excitement at?
Oh hey everybody! Woo!
How's it going, boys?
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Is everybody
up,
feeling so glib because, you know, lots of deaths and stuff like that.
Cort's dying. I can't be happy right now, bub.
I'll admit I'm a little pumped about tonight.
Yeah, I get to see if Sniper actually.
I'm wondering how much of an experience boost I'm going to get for killing, two of the PCs.
You don't level up off killing yourself.
He's tried.
That's not how that works.
He's tried several times.
If everyone in the party dies, can I level up?
Oh my god.
If I kill Ronald this session, can I please?
No.
Can I get a prestige class at least?
No, you cannot. You cannot have these
What
things.
if we eat their hearts after we kill them? Does that?
We gotta Kelly Ma them out of their chest.
Yeah. Does that give us their power? Is that what we've been doing? Is that why we're not level 20 yet?
It would be so easy to do that to Cort too.
If we eat Naptatorn's heart, do we gain his wish?
The next stupid question that gets asked, I'm gonna remove a level from your person. In real life.
I'm just gonna shut up now.
The silence is golden.
If I fireball in reverse, does it get colder? Wow.
Whoa! That was a question that was so stupid. I almost feel like it deserves a level.
Damn, I was like, holy shit! Like that was.
It doesn't deserve a level. It deserves an answer.
We're asking the real questions tonight, Bubs.
Why do you
Damn.
guys? Why do you guys hate me?
You hear metal wings flapping.
That was good times. That was a good
I
one.
told you, Bub, you would have no chill.
I facilitate this tomfoolery. All right. Introduce Cooler Ronald to the SAS chart. He's not ready. Okay, he's already got to deal with Sniper. I don't need to influence that. The last thing he needs is some spectral supernatural STD that actually removes 1 his genitalia and 2 actual levels for his character.
Oh boy.
That's a thing. That can happen. Definite
no.
thing. So, now that we got that out of our system, let's do literally anything else. Let's talk about what happened last time.
Want to talk about what happened last time?
I would like to, in fact, I would like to discuss what occurred on our last session.
All right,
Also
well,
wanted to go to the tavern.
before we do that, everyone in chat, you boys here in the call, do me a favor. Grab your chains and grab your locks and get ready for tonight's Shackled recap. Oh, my leg. Everything about you upsets me. Thank you. Thank you.
If I could realistically uppercut myself, I probably would try. But I don't know if I can. I don't think it's feasible to uppercut oneself.
Oh, not with the kind of gusto that you want after hearing that.
Yeah, I think like you'd really have to get that like sea shanty elbow.
You want to front.
You'd have to get that sea shanty elbow.
You need that Popeye swing.
Yeah, you need a sea shanty elbow, man, to really like get that underjaw whack.
Just get a boxing glove. Just so you don't damage your chin, you just damage your teeth.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt the chin.
Yeah, that's fair.
Teeth are fine. You lose those all the time.
Yeah, they just grow back, right?
True.
Right, yeah.
They don't go back, trust.
Yeah, that's.
I know from personal experience they don't grow back.
Oh. Well then, what are you trying to do over here, Red? You know I
Look,
can't
it's-
lose my teeth. I need those.
I think you'd be a better storyteller if you had 0 teeth.
Yeah, is that so? I would be
Yeah.
way
It would
weirder
give
for
you
me
a
to whistle.
niche. You would. That's true.
It would be more impressive, though.
I don't, I'm just gonna have to trust you on this. I don't think I'm actually gonna try it though. I hope that's okay.
No, yeah, I wouldn't suggest it.
Wait, you mean when you
Thanks.
don't have teeth, you suddenly can't whistle?
I think I would whistle. I didn't say that. I said I think I might be able to whistle better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think there might be. I don't know. I've not personally met anyone without teeth that have been like, I miss whistling. Like I've never met anybody like
That's
that.
the top of they were a
I can see it now.
whistler.
The next time I go to visit my mother, I'm going to be like, "Hey, Grandma, can you take your teeth out for a minute?"
That's gonna be my next brooding character. It's gonna be someone who was a champion level whistler, and then they got gingivitis, and it was just downhill. Life fell into shambles. They had to become a rogue.
I just miss our table flipper.
I miss
Yeah.
him too. It was a sad story.
Yeah. Listen, I miss that character too. It was one that I played in a game that
Yeah.
unfortunately never met the love of his life. But it happens, I guess. When you're stuck in a life of flipping tables. We shall see. So, now that you got that out of your system, they're currently engaging in conversation, but I'm interested in knowing. Ulhime. He's tuning back in slowly but surely. He's
Yes.
connecting there it is, all the dots. What happened last time? Because I think the only other person that might recall. Well, you know what? I'm surprised if any of these guys don't remember.
Yeah. Last time was kind of intense. It was hard not to remember.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Well, anybody, please, by all means, remind me as if I wasn't
So-
there because I wish I wasn't.
So, if you were never there, the thing we have to recap first is that there's a crystal linked to several disasters throughout the world. There's about 20 chains, and every chain is coinciding with a single race to cause an issue with that race. We know this as a gnome friend of ours had touched the chain, awakened, gave it blood, the chain broke, and then after that, he slowly started disappearing, and he reawakened the gnome curse called the Vanishing. And
Remember
then,
it this week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and then after that, we went to Sasha. Sasha said, "Hey, that's my people's blood. I want it back. I don't really care about the chains. I don't care about your friend who's inside the gem. Fuck it. Just give me the gem." The mayor, who Thelsa went to, mayor said, "I don't like it. Leave it the fuck alone." So we have a little few options, and then we went back, and
I
Jacob,
feel like at this point we should probably reiterate. Ron, what's in the gem aside from Ulhime right now? A disarmed Ulhime.
Mason resides in the gem, or his memory, in crystallized form.
To the world, spell my son.
But
Before you
That's
do that,
not
before
what-
you recant all
Oh.
that, I just wanted to let everybody know right now that you guys just unlocked all 5 luck rerolls.
Easy
Yeah,
clap.
easy.
Yeah. On top of that, they went above and beyond, and
Oh, that's turbo.
there've been 30 gift subs, which means I get 3 luck rerolls.
That's fish.
yay!
And
Oh,
Rengorf,
man.
Rengorf,
That's a whole bunch of great people.
Rengorf subbed himself, and then he gift subbed 4 right there, so that was 5. And then we had Fish,
So many.
Karami, and Turbo, so that's
Yeah.
30. And yeah, I've got to give up the rep for the Bit Boss Bloodbath. I'll do that
Everybody
right
was
now.
just running over themselves to get me those rerolls because they know I'm gonna need.
Oh, 100%.
They just want to know the lore behind the things you're releasing. They don't really care about whether you live or die.
They're tired of getting blue balled because every time you cut a chain, they're like, "Oh my god, you missed a fucking will check, sniper." This should hopefully fix it.
Yeah, so last session, Thelsa really wanted to go to the bar and not have to deal with whatever the fuck is going on
So
inside the...
to continue,
area.
Sniper's character.
I feel like I can go ahead and step
Yeah,
in from
you-
here.
Go, explain your
So
disaster.
Thelsa and Thelsa and Red, what's your character's name?
Cort.
Cort, thank you.
Son?
It won't matter for much longer, anyways.
Yeah, well, you only get one person to use the name.
Thelsa, Cort, and David?
Yes, David.
Daniel.
David.
I'm having a day, let me tell you.
I'm just gonna help you out here. Load stream for half a second and hit pause because all of their names are on the screen already.
Yeah, I know.
Also, throwing this out there, Roll20 has all of their names visible to you. Oh, I just want to throw this out there. You've been role-playing with them for years! For fucking years! Remember their character names!
Yes, this is what drugs feel like. But anyways, yes. Cort, Thelsa, and Daniel return, and Thelsa and Cort go ahead and explain to Jakob just what has been said by the mayor and what's been said by the Lady Sasha. And it comes to a point where he's like, well, it sounds like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So having this theory that's been percolating in his head, he took his celestial blessed scythe and cut a chain. And wonder of wonders, you know, nothing really happened to him save that he had a vision of his father, Nabthatorin, making a deal with goblin folk who were blinded by boils and pustules and shedding tears of blood. And the minute they made the deal on this gemstone that is now currently floating in the middle of the room, they were all cured. And knowing that this was his father's work, he got a little pissed. But since he survived, you know, the cleaving of the chain and everything, and nobody had to give their life for it, he just started going nuts. He started, you know, just chopping through chains left, right, center. At which point, somewhere down the line, he has another vision of his father in front of this volcano, which ostensibly I think was actually Cauldron, meeting with men and making a deal to prevent a fiery doom. There was actually a bit of lore, a bit of rhyme to it, but, well, you know, you can ask Karami about that. Suffice it to say, in the midst of this vision, Jakob is stilled. His mind is elsewhere. And Daniel, being the kind, concerned citizen that he is, stepped up and rested a hand on his shoulder and was like, Jakob, are you okay? To it, Jakob spun around and yet again with this damnable weapon slashed Daniel across the chest. Now, as a
so he cut the chain of friendship at that point, the most important, you know, chain of all, not the one that cites the jewel. Cut me, decided to get really mad at him, and then I was like, darkness, and then I was like, dark vision. Nothing happened, so I ran, and then all right, you can take it from here.
Those weren't chains of binding; those were chains of trust that were swiped away.
Oh, it gets worse though. As a reminder, the reason that Cort doesn't have insides is because he was cut by this weapon. And for a week, his insides were, you know, disintegrating, rotting out of him, coming apart like a string that was cut. And he tries to tell Cort to take Daniel back and maybe take him to Jenya as he continued his work. Meanwhile, Thelsa is trying to decide on what she's going to have at the tip tankard when she finally gets there, because when she saw that Jakob was starting to go nuts on these chains, she was like, nope, I'm out. You know, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, she didn't make it the whole way. She got about 40 feet, and then both of the friends I just walked into the bathhouse with came out screaming. So I was like, well, I'm not just gonna let them all die in there. I'm just gonna meander my way back just to make sure that everything's okay. And yeah, I never left the bathhouse again since then.
Screaming would imply that I have lungs still.
True.
So,
I heard gasping.
So yeah, as Daniel goes ahead and casts darkness in the hallway, blinding Jakob and Cort, because Cort, having seen him cut Daniel, is like, okay, we need to go ahead and have a timeout. He tries to disarm Jakob, and in the darkness, they're fighting over Alakast and cutting chains left, right, and center, and not really paying much attention to it. Finally, Cort pulls it away and throws it aside, and Jakob, in his moment of rage, in this moment of frustration, punches Cort's insides into his outsides, or his outsides into his insides. He basically just hits the Frigidaire dead on that is keeping him alive.
I mean,
I feel like
that's
the only
kills.
chance Cort is going to have is if we call a Maytag repairman.
You amplified a force punch.
Yeah, you forgot
into
that
my
part
gut.
where you deliberately made the decision to utilize a spell while punching him directly in the mechanism, keeping him alive.
Yeah, and amplified it, and I survived the knockback of your force punch, but my organs do not.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that thanks to a wee bit of wild magic.
And it was only a small bit of damage, only 72 damage.
To be fair, even the, 36 points of damage directly to the apparatus keeping him alive would have been enough to break it.
I tried to put him to sleep, but instead I put everyone else to sleep.
Yeah, everyone else.
You were just like, walk around, children, no, don't look, everyone close your eyes.
I just yelled shush at the top of my lungs, and just people dropped.
Yeah, Thelsa's like, okay, nap time. Oh shit.
Dude, literally a blanket of shadow went over the gem, and when it was lifted, everyone was on the floor.
Yep.
Literally all I saw.
Except Jakob. Because,
Yeah, he's still there cutting chains. Also, Thelsa's standing in the doorway holding Daniel because he is passed out.
Yeah, so so potentially I've killed 2 of our party in trying to free a third. And yeah, thus the story continues.
We drew the game to a halt. It came to a creaking stop for a very obvious reason. Apparently, I was at the end of my rope. I was not prepared for the events that had occurred.
You weren't ready for 8 chains to be broken completely ahead of schedule and for 2 characters to almost die?
No, I was hoping that you guys would have gone through the effort of finding people to actually cut through the chains for you with their blood. But no.
It's like you haven't been playing with us for these past few years.
No, I have been. I just anticipated that after 13 levels in 4.5-5 years that you would have tried to opt in for medium mode as opposed to consistently the easier and the hardest method possible. But as per normal, you guys charge in with your erect wings out and you hope that it doesn't get cut off. And in this case, I'm sorry, but you've managed to all capture STDs, and not only did your wing fall off, your whole lives fell off because.
Doctor, tell it to us straight. Do we all have the spooky dick?
You've got the oop. There ain't nothing there, dick. That's what's really happening.
You got the Barbie doll.
Oh
dick.
no, he drank the dick exploding potion.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sorry. You guys, you chose you took a wrong left turn in Albuquerque, and you
ended up in Ohio.
Ended up in Ohio, unfortunately.
Fucking
correct.
Ohio.
That's always Ohio.
Fucking Ohio.
We got Barbie doll Lydia again.
I don't know. I've thought about this for a week now, and I've thought about this. We even talked for a few hours that night about what to do. And I am eager to see. I want to get this out for clarity's sake. You do not want to see Cort die, correct? You don't want to see him die.
I would prefer him not to.
Yeah.
But I know this group, and I'm not holding my breath per se. To say that my belief levels should be about here, they're like kind of like there, like you know, off camera. Like if I could put my hand through, I'm on the second floor. If I could put my hand through my neighbor's, you know, house and onto the ground floor, somewhere around there maybe. But
Really long arms.
dude, that'd be really cool. It'd be really
He's-
unfortunate for my neighbors though. They wouldn't expect
The Elastic Man.
Why is... I'm sorry, but like that is the funniest thing that I've probably read in a couple of weeks. Ran Wang first into a mulcher. That series of words crammed together in the same sentence was that's expert right there. That's next level spellcrafting.
Trying to decide whether a mulcher or a vulture
Especially
is the
from a
worst
guy
outcome.
named Mick Shafterson.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I appreciate that. So I have some idea about the directions you guys can take this today, but I don't know entirely where it's going to go. I have some hopes, but first and foremost, let me go ahead and do some small amount of spieling. It looks like most of this was covered as is. So friends, every 5 gift subs that's brought into stream, as you can tell, brings like just above that way, all the way over there by Thelsa's head. There are luck rerolls. There are 5 of them. You guys met them. We're at capacity for that as is. Every time that you do so, up to a max of 50 given to stream, I can also get one that I can enforce at any time for any role for any person. So that's a good thing. It's incentive there. We're already at 30 gifted subs. At 40, I will get 1 more luck reroll, and at 50, I will max out at 5 luck rerolls. And I can use those at any time. If the players roll a nat 20 and I'm just like, no, I don't, you do not just get the luck of the die on this one. We're going to chance it. I can make that happen. So that's on the table. If you guys also want to utilize things like wild magic, you can do that, but the wild magic has already been chosen. I'm going to make sure that I don't have any missed messages just to verify. It looks like we have 3 in tonight, and we'll see if those trigger. Wild magic is given via the Patreon. If you guys want to support on Patreon, then by all means, please do so. It's over there at patreon.com/thebubbernaut. Or if one of my mods want to proc that, that would be very kind of you. Thank you very much. And let's see. There's also, we're in the Bit Boss Bloodbath. Every time the Bit Boss is beaten, you guys get rep. That's not a big surprise. Rep is given so that you guys can influence what happens in the tabletop games, if you so wish. And for the rest of the month, and likely also through November, we'll be running this, largely because there's only a few days left out of this month that I will be live. I'm taking a vacation at the end of the month. And if you choose not to, the Bit Boss eats your reputation. Not, even if you're not here that day, it doesn't matter. Even if you try to cheese the system, I have IRC logs. I can see these things. I know when you guys try to cheat the system. So what else is there? You can check your rep by typing in exclamation mark rep. And you can check to see what you can spend it on the table. The table is exclamation mark table. The table will be getting reworked by the end of the year. So starting in 2021, we will have all new features, all new costs and changes available for each of you guys to do whatever you would like. That is in fact on the table. So there's my spiel, and we kick this off right about now. Now my players. I'm going to kick this off right with Thelsa. Thelsa, in your vision, you can see before you a moment of regret. Jakob is just fueled with this rage and this anger, when from nowhere, his face is tapered with regret. You cannot see immediately what's occurred, but he immediately withdraws his hand and glances forward, and then he sort of looks around like, Oh shit. You've seen this face before. These moments of regret. What do you do?
I'm gonna stop for a second and look over at him and say, Is this what you wanted?
And Jacob apparently is deciding to chew.
Yeah, he just grabbed some rations and just threw them all in his mouth
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
once.
Now he flips you off. He's unhappy with what you said. Yeah.
No. Struck with a moment of realization as to what just happened and what he had done, that flash of anger and the crumpled form of Cort, who, by the way, is the sweetest, kindest boy you would ever know, crumpled on the floor. He backs a step and just shaking his head. This isn't what I wanted. All you had to do, all they all had to do was just leave me alone. And he'll turn to Thelsa. Why didn't you stop them?
I'm
Where
sorry,
were
I didn't
you?
know it was my responsibility to stop my allies from making a sensible decision. You're the one that's been preaching about us all talking about things before we rush into things. We literally had this conversation the other day. And now you don't consult us and you kill 2 of our party members. You try and destroy our guild to save 1? That doesn't seem sensible to me.
We need Ulhime. At which point he turns around and scrapes up Alakast,
Daniel,
walking back towards the chains.
you're asleep at this point. Magically asleep.
Yes, sir.
What? Oh man. I just realized.
What's up, dog?
Interesting. Can I get a perception, please, from Thelsa? It's not hard, but your attention is elsewhere. That's enough. Even rolling what you rolled, which was unfortunately a 2. You still got a 25. Thelsa, you're saying this, you glance back, you made a decision. You were just discussing with how we need to make decisions, how we need to have these things on the table. And you've just gone with your gut reaction. And when you glance back down to Daniel, Daniel's bleeding. Not a little bit either. The severity of the slash went from shoulder down to the front of his gut. It ran through the belt that he had. Didn't injure anything else. The belt can be fixed. You know that's just small potatoes compared to the fact that he's bleeding out. And you put him to sleep.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start to ignore Jacob, and I'm gonna try and do my best to drag Daniel over to Cort.
Okay. Cort. You have
Cort's probably gasping.
You
like
have a gaping hole in the apparatus where your gut was. He didn't just punch you with his strong hand.
Oh yeah, no. I was standing and now I'm on the floor without half my body.
He hit you with the scissor fist.
Yeah.
That's literally a sentence I never thought I would say in my life, but I am saying it now. He hit you with his scissor fist. And in turn, it has rended the object that is powering, at least granting you the ability to continue functioning.
Yeah,
You know
Cort
that
wouldn't-
it's failed because you immediately stop here worrying.
Cort probably wouldn't be standing either. Cort would probably immediately fall to the floor, if anything. That's a lot of his bodily functions that just stopped. Especially after taking 70 damage. But the thing about him falling is that he's going to want to fall. He's going to want to try and land over Alicast if he can. To basically stop Sniper from having it. Or
you were thrown across the room, weren't you?
no.
No,
I stood
you
in,
resisted.
I
Right.
stood right in place where I dropped the scythe.
Sure. Then give me, if you will, this is a will check, right?
Sure.
You realize that your death is imminent.
Yeah.
This is going to take a lot.
Yeah. That's fine. I don't have a lot of will, but there's a way.
Man.
I got rerolls.
That's high. I'm not really sure that even breaking 20 would just give me like a yes, I'll do this, because like despite being your level,
Yeah.
you know that the person who saved your life just barely saved your life.
Oh yeah, no,
Now,
if anything's going through my mind, I'm dead.
that person that saved your life has evaporated. They have vanished.
I'm dead. There's no one else in town who could fix this.
I want to leave this to an even or an odd here.
Sure thing. Let's go even.
Sure. Okay.
'Cause it's always 4.
At least the only person that I told about Sasha's secret is now dead, so
All right.
covering up my loose ends.
Let me try re-rolling that into even.
Okay, I got you.
Let's see if that. I'm not gonna have a lot of time to re-roll, so might as well blow them.
You got it.
There we go.
You start to drop, but you basically curb your body in a sense that you lean from inside and force your body over the top of this. You land on your side, and as you start to gasp for life, you hear the sputtering internally. You feel it. As you're gasping, there is no pressure. There's nothing. Now, are you familiar with the rules of suffocation?
No, it's not very. I should say.
You should glance at those real fast.
Oh fucking boy!
It's not great.
Let's find out.
Thelsa, give me a strength check as you drag Daniel. Wow. Okay. Perfect. Nat 20. Hard. You succeed.
Throw him across the room.
You know that you've got to get him over there quickly. Strength is not really in your immediate wheelhouse, but you hoist up under neck and shoulder and you drag him as close as you can to Cort, and then you hear the no noise, no words. In order to make words, you have to have air passing over your vocal cords.
Yep. Once I arrive, I am going to press closed Cort's nostrils and give him a breath of fresh air from my lungs. So slightly used air.
Okay. Give me a heal check, and then give me a perception.
According to Suffocation, I get 8 rounds of life.
Ah.
I'm gonna reroll that heal check.
Yes. You re-rolled the heal check twice, I see.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional that I rolled it twice, but I would have re-rolled it anyways because I rolled up 1.
Yep. Give me a perception. Okay. You aren't entirely sure, but you realize that now he's incapable of breathing. You see his face making the gasp. His skin, the lips are starting to change a color. And then you think that you have to breathe for him. It just comes across your mind like, oh my god, I have to breathe for him. So you lean down, passing air over his lips. And the sound that you hear is disturbing. You hear almost like the sound of what it sounds like when you're rapidly letting air out of like a balloon. There's a sputter from inside of him.
His lungs are ruptured.
My lungs are missing.
Well, I don't like that. But
That's one round.
anyways,
Cort. She's over the top of you, and she's attempting to breathe. Daniel. Roll 1d8.
Oh boy.
Lose 1 hit point.
this ain't my
Jacob.
expertise.
Jacob, what do you do?
Quick, heal me with your healing spells.
Cort is laying over the top of this. Thelsa, give me a brief description of what Thelsa looks like right now. Are you upset? Are you like holding it together?
She's probably holding it together relatively well, but she's clearly distraught. But she looks focused.
Okay. Jacob, what do you do? Continue to eat trail rations?
No, he, as stated before, is going to grab Alakast around the shaft, and he is going to pull it from under Cort.
Give me a strength check. It's not exceptionally hard.
Well, considering how much I, basically near killed him.
You're basically just removing the dead weight. So I just need a strength check. Wow. You guys are nuts tonight. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rolls, and 3 of them have been nat 20s. God damn. Okay. All right.
I really want to go ahead and get Alakast and start getting back to getting Ulhime loose.
You managed to succeed. You rapidly remove the blade. Sniper, roll for me. Give me a 25% range you do not want.
1 through 25.
Cut yourself. Cut yourself.
Woo! And I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay. Call your 1 through 25 again.
Yep. Well, the god said that it's going to happen, so what happened?
Roll damage.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to half that damage, rounded down.
6.
Thelsa, take 6 points of damage as he immediately pulls with all of his might the blade, Alakast, from under Cort. As he does so, the blade drags across the front of your legs. You immediately give me a, let's see here. I would like a fortitude from you. Okay. You know the wound is not deep. You know it's not deep. But you also know what this weapon is capable of. As you feel it rake across your legs, you feel the heat start to pour down the front of your pants or your robes. What do you do immediately?
Well, immediately it would be a fuck, ouch, and just look over at Jacob like, again, really? But not gonna say anything. I just want to look at him and have him realize what he's done again.
Okay. Then we're going to cycle back through the initiative state again. Jacob has pulled the weapon, and he's had to stop his movement to realize exactly what has happened from Thelsa's end. He's managed to cut her. That's 2 of his party members that he's cut, and 1 of which he's almost consistently in the belief of knowing that he's likely destroyed. It'll go Thelsa, then Cort, then Daniel, then Jacob. Okay, so Thelsa, what do you do?
I'm just gonna take this cut with stride and have to deal with it in a small amount of time. But for now, it's not my most dire of importance.
Sure.
gonna wrap my arm around Cort and my other arm around Daniel, and I'm gonna try and teleport to the alchemist shop that I can't remember what it's called.
To the wee apothecary, everything?
apothecary.
Yeah, where Jenya is.
Are you
I
going
wanna-
to Jinya, or are you heading at all to Sassarine?
Um,
Because I know that you had mentioned it last week.
yeah.
And that's the only reason I
I'm-
ask, is because immediately after you're like, I'm immediately teleporting them to Sassarine.
Yeah, no. I'm probably just getting them to Jenya because in the rush of my mind, she's the nearest
first healer.
person. Even though I could get to Sassarine within my teleport range, she's the closest, and it's just the first thought that comes to my mind. Cause
Sure. Okay. Then if you could
I wanna do it
please,
quickly.
what is the spell level of teleport?
Um,
Oh boy.
5th level spell.
Okay. I'm going to need a DC 21 concentration check in order for you to succeed in casting your spell without it fizzling.
Do it.
30.
I think you did it.
Very good. Very good. Okay. I need to read something really fast just to make sure that I'm not missing the details. All right. All right, you're lucky. Rangorf wanted the very first spell of the game to go off wild magic, but Christy declared that she wanted to protect the first spell cast of whomever it was this game. However, Fish wanted me to use the wild magic wherever I could. So roll me a D1000, sir.
Unfortunate.
76. It's an awfully low roll.
Well, you do got rerolls if you don't trust it.
No, I know it
Oh,
doesn't
no.
make a difference
Either
on
way,
my D1000.
either way he re-rolls it, it's still going to be bad somehow. I want
Maybe,
this to
maybe not. I mean, look, it's
I
been
need this-
super helpful for me.
Make this into a channel mass
Do I,
teleport.
do I want to re-roll it, Bub?
Yeah, you're gonna want to.
Okay,
Oh yeah, you're gonna 1,000,000% want to re-roll this.
After he re-rolls it, can
I
you
don't
tell
even
us what
wanna
it
know.
is?
I mean, I
No.
can tell you, but you're not gonna like it, and you're gonna be really glad that you
Well,
re-rolled.
I already re-rolled it. So,
I like to
so
kn-
now
I like
you
to
can
know
tell
what
us what
I
it
like to know
was.
what we dodged, personally.
Drowsiness. The caster falls asleep for 1d6
Oh.
hours.
Oh no, that's really not good. That's really not good. Oh no.
Well, it means I would have
Oh,
gotten
no.
some peace and quiet to make that
That's
fucking
not
work.
good to hear either. That it just becomes so much worse. That's why
It's good, but it's also really bad. It's really good, but it's also really
I'm-
fucking bad.
I'm taking this one.
Okay, okay.
For the
I
good
thought
of the
you
bad,
might.
whatever
I
it
thought you
is.
might. Okay. It just says bonus. Bonus, okay? Bonus. And follow me on this one. Caster immediately forgets the spell
Oh no.
entirely. However, for the rest of the week, their spell slots are tripled.
But you lose the ability to teleport.
You'd have to have someone reteach you.
Okay. But like, oh man.
You
But-
lose the knowledge of that.
But all of your spell slots are tripled.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
become a fucking god.
It's just for a week. It's for a week, bear in
But
mind.
that week is.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're ready to teleport us around. Well.
No,
Yeah,
this right
Except
here,
for
this is
teleporting you around.
he's like, he just looks over at Jacob. He's like, you saw what I did to that dragon, right? Now I can do it 3 times as many times. Phantasmal killer, you and you and you.
I can cast Phantasmal Killer 21 times.
Oh my god!
You want to see?
Walk out of the street, phantasmal, hey!
It's just finger gunning people as I walk down the street. They're just falling over.
You just hear, Grandma?
All right, Annie, I need you to go find Napthatorin real quick. You got 21 tries to beat that will save.
Yeah, no.
And you
No,
get a
I got
Phantasmal
something
Killer.
worse for
And
him.
you get a Phantasmal. Everybody gets Phantasmal Killer. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Well,
Oh, that'd be so beautiful.
I didn't think that it could roll from bad to worse, but what a way. Your spell, it's bizarre. You're mentally, the way that this sort of functions, you start to cast the spell and you just sort of like fog. You're like, wait a minute, but your mouth continues to move. Like it has a muscle memory of what you're saying. But
You pull a
instead,
sniper.
nothing happens. Nothing occurs. Nothing occurs, at least narratively.
Yeah, no. Thelsa would be really confused because now she suddenly doesn't remember what she was trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, you
But
remember what you're
she
trying
knows-
to do.
she
You just
knows
don't
her
remember.
intent, just not how to do it.
Yeah. You're like, wait a minute, I had to move them and I could. How was I supposed to do that? Cort! It's your second round.
I'm gonna try and breathe and die.
You-
Yuck, yuck.
He Magikarps.
So there, question that's important for
Splish,
suffocation,
splash.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have, like, if so in the case of suffocation, let's say I was drowning, when I stick my head underwater, I can hold my breath.
Yeah, of course.
In this case, I would be able to hold my breath for 8 rounds. Am I able? Because it's 2 points per con modifier point.
correct.
So
I'm
8
giving
rounds.
you the equivalent of 8 rounds, and then
Yeah.
you have to succeed in every round there and after
That's-
in 40
that's what I was-
saves. After
yeah.
that, it is increasing. It is
Yeah.
difficult. It's not like it increases by
Yeah.
1. It generally increases by 4 or greater.
Yeah, after the period of time, character must take DC 10. It says con, but I'm okay with fort. I don't care.
Oh yeah, it'll be a
Either or.
fort save.
Either or, but yeah, I'm gonna Magikarp.
Yeah. Okay. He just sort of lays there, attempting to gasp. Thelsa, you recognize that his lips have sullen to this like light blue color, and his skin is starting to remove itself of color. You even notice that a handful of the blood vessels in his eyes are starting to intensify. Daniel, roll 1d8. Even though you're no longer, burning from the inside, courtesy of Jacob's weapon, you still have a vicious gash across your body. That's rough. Lose 8 health. Jacob.
And per his original thought, Jacob is going to start cleaving into those chains like a madman,
Okay.
even more intent at this point.
I'll say in 3 rounds. In 3 rounds, you will have managed to destroy the rest of the chains.
Do we want to go ahead and...
Nah.
Yeah, because, ostensibly, I should be able to do 3 chains per round.
True, but every time, if you'd like me to, I can, but you're also going to have to live through the memory of that. And by the time that you wake up from all of those memories, the rest of the players could be dead.
Well,
And
it's up to you.
imagine
It's
how
up
that
to
would
you.
look for Ulhime to come out of this with no arms, with his spells prepared to
Everyone's dead.
cast, and then everyone else is dead around you as you're sweating viciously in
And
the room.
pulsulating and like afflicted by 20 other curses.
So
It
Jacob,
would be so nice if he was aware that he was actually cursing himself with these things.
it would be, but you just haven't drawn from this. I still imagine
Only
that
we
you're just
tried
like
telling you.
you are enraptured with emotion at this point. There's frustration, there's fear, there's vengeance.
There is nothing good going on in his head.
Ulhime, internally to this ruby, you see strain after strain of chains being removed, these words being stripped away like someone is wiping down dirtied glass, revealing to you the world around you. And now you can actually see Daniel, the newcomer, lying on the ground, bleeding. His armor, the leather is holding it sort of as together as much as it can, but it's just slowly bleeding out around him and creating this wave. Cort, gasping. You can't tell what's happening to his eyes, but you can see that his lips are changing a darker color. And Thelsa, the confusion that is stolen over her face is beyond. You have no idea. But Jakob is a man gone wild. Jakob cuts a third of the remaining chains. Back to the top of initiative, Thelsa.
Yep. I'm running through ideas in my head right now, and yeah, no, I'm gonna try and turn them into something smaller, make it easier to transport them.
Sure. Okay.
All right, turn me into a butterfly. Baleful polymorph. Let's go.
It is going to be baleful polymorph
Hell
on both
yeah.
of you, but not a butterfly. Those are really hard to transport by hand. Probably instead like a rat.
Go ahead
Because
and
I've already got one that's with me.
cue up Baleful Polymorph, please. You change the subject into a smaller animal, including magical beast type, of no more than one hit die. If the form of the subject would assume has any of the following abilities, they gain the listed ability. Burrow 30 feet, climb 30 feet, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's go. So is this at random, or is this as per your choice?
It's as per my choice, as far as I understand it.
Are automatically dispelled when a target fails to resist the effects of a Baleful Polymorph. Okay, so I'm going to need Red to give me a Fortitude save.
Okay. Or would also probably not resist this.
You don't really have a choice. You're dying.
Yeah. They're so just
You're trying to resist everything.
okay.
I mean, if I get Cort and Starbrow, while Cort's in his rat form, can I just keep
Very
him
good.
in a rat form and have two half mechanical rats?
It doesn't matter if your rat's dying.
I mean, maybe Starbrow can fix him.
That's gonna be a big no from me, dog. I don't think that's happening. Cort,
No, I know.
you managed to resist. Daniel, you don't really have a choice. I don't know if you get a save because you are magically asleep.
I don't think I do. Because I don't have the option of choice under these conditions, so I think it just goes through.
Well, I mean, a fortitude is something that your body it naturally resists, right? So like poisons and things like that. But this is a magic.
Yeah.
Give me a perception. Well, shit, man. I don't really know. This is gonna be weird. I'm gonna save that for the duration of this because it is a magical sleep effect, and it is a bloodline ability of Thelsa's. You're not gonna be able to be awake through this. Now, if something were to happen to you physically, if something were to maim you additionally, right now you're bleeding. But if someone were to like punch you in the face, that would pull you out of it. But
Someone punched me in the face.
Thelsa has immediately
Quick, kick him while he's down.
turned you into a rat on his back, bleeding from the chest.
Much easier to stop the wound from bleeding when he's in a rat form.
You're not wrong, but your heal check says otherwise.
Yeah, about that.
So this says,
Wait, am I
According to-
still asleep anyway? How long does it last?
it
I
still
thought it was like
retains its class and level, as well as benefits
It
deriving
lasted a
from.
few
Okay, so
hours.
you actually maintain your hit points, which is good. That is a fucking healthy rat, man.
13 minutes.
Yeah.
Is how long you're asleep for, but
And Thelsa then goes off to find the best vet in all the land.
no, I'm still going to Genya. I'm definitely not going to Sassery now. I can't remember how I got there the last time.
It's not a matter of forgetting how you got there. You just lost the ability to cast the spell. It's like you forgot the spell. Not in the sense of like, oh no, I forgot what teleport does, but as in like, holy shit, what are the components to this? I can't recall what the components are to this. Or maybe this could even be an effect from the blade. The blade does weird things for blood.
Let's hope not.
Okay.
I'll take out my own blood blade and stab him back.
Oh man, you managed to do
not
that, Daniel.
human, though.
You are turned into a small rat.
Cort resists this, right?
Cort does resist it, not because he wants to, but because his body isn't really allowing him to. He's in a state of shock. He's dying. He's suffocating. He's incapable of breathing.
All right. I want to briefly look over his stomach and see if I can understand at all this mechanism that's going on.
Quartz?
And yeah, I
Okay.
figure there's not a chance, but I want to see if I can make an attempt to, I don't know, mend it. But I have no idea of the actual ongoings.
What knowledges do you have?
Not the right ones.
I'm interested. I wanna-
Arcana and nature.
Oh man, that's
No,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
great. Let's see. Oh man,
This isn't natural, is it?
y'all, someone needs to be a rogue. Someone needs some finesse with their hands.
The dead guy, well, the almost dead guy is a rogue.
Ratman.
Oh man, yeah. If you had like knowledge engineering, this could help a significant amount. But I'm guessing. Oh wait, it's a tabletop game, so nobody takes knowledge engineering.
Actually, you want to know the funny thing?
No way.
Act engineering.
Guess who's the person who actually has knowledge engineering?
No way, dude. Hold on, I gotta see this. How many
I
points
have
does this man's have in
I
knowledge
only have
engineering?
4 ranks in it, but I have it. It's a fighter thing.
Oh, dude, you have 1 rank in it.
Yeah,
You have
Not
1
a
rank,
lot.
so you
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
skill of
not a lot.
Okay, all right. You, I was like, this man put 4 points in knowledge engineering. The hero of my heart.
But I have it as a class skill because fighter. I'm the only one in the group who probably even has it accessible,
Okay,
and I'm the one bleeding on the floor.
Thelsa, you have no idea what you're looking at, but it is Jacob's turn. Jacob, I imagine that you continue slicing away. You see hacks and fragments of memories. Multiple memories kind of splashing at you over and over again, and no matter what you do, you keep getting bizarre things. Different people, different races of individuals, monsters. Creatures from depths that you didn't know belonged to the area. But they're there. You continue to hack away. 2/3 of the chains now removed. 1/3 remains. Thelsa. You're there. You're bleeding from the legs. Cort is...
I'm gonna make my wounds bigger, along with the rest of my body. And I'm gonna
Old
do my
move,
best.
Cotton.
I'm gonna do my best to pick up Cort because for some reason
okay.
my magic ain't working on him.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you cast...
Can't make me smaller, make yourself bigger.
All
Is
right.
that
I
the
think...
play here?
I don't think this music is doing justice to what is happening. I feel like we need some combat
We need
urgency.
the bongo music.
I'm going to put in war drums.
Sea Shanty from RuneScape.
No. I feel like the war drums are going to be the best here in this situation. Because it sort of builds a sense of urgency. So, yeah, this is important. Guys, this is a tense scene. If you have no idea what's happening, if you've just tuned in, Jacob has gone full mouth breather. He's literally slicing away at every chain that remains in the room, so no astral chains, no curses that have been tied to these blood-bound chains remain. Thelsa is bleeding from the legs from the unbinding weapon. Daniel lay unconscious, and he's bleeding out, even as far as potentially to death. Cort is dying. The apparatus that's keeping him alive is no longer functioning. It was a risky maneuver even trying to put it in there. But now, we'll see. Thelsa is cast Enlarge Person on yourself. So this will double your height, and it multiplies your weight by 8. It increases your strength by what, 2 or 4?
Only by 2.
Okay. That's still a +1 in that case.
Yeah.
I mean, you are a caster. Imagine what would happen if you had access to, like, I don't know, bull strength.
Yeah, no. Who needs that?
It's true. While Jacob is a mouth breather, Cort is currently a non-breather. That is accurate.
Yeah, no, nobody uses strength in our group. Not even alive, anyways.
No one uses strength at all in this group. It is just magic users, no fighters.
Jacob, you don't matter to me.
Oh my god. Oh.
That hurt me to hear.
And yeah, that was sad. Jacob's trying to fix everything.
Yeah,
Like
but
killing
also,
everybody.
yeah, and in the way of fixing things, managed to cut 2 of the teammates and blast the other one's stuff.
Listen. Sometimes you just gotta set everything on fire and let it all burn. All right? Sometimes the world needs a fresh start. Jacob might be that one person. He's more than a catalyst, and he's living up to what his father had hoped for. So, here we are. Thelsa, you've cast Enlarged Person on yourself. That is a single round. That took your entire round.
Yep.
Cort.
And yeah, not looking good for anyone.
That's 3 rounds with you. You have
Magikarp!
5 rounds remaining, and then
then
you'll
I
have to
evolve into a
succeed.
Gyarados.
You'll have to succeed in fortitude checks,
Oh,
or you're
shit.
dead.
That's not that doesn't give me Hydro Cannon.
Daniel, even as a rat, you still bleed. The wound is not changed. Lose 1d8. Oof, that's rough. Jacob. You continue hacking. You cut through the remaining chains in the room. Okay. I'm guessing by your lack of retort or anything additional.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he does. And, you know, with the last chain cut away, he's going to look to the gem and wait for just a moment, hoping to see, the figure of Ulhime start reappearing. Or something.
Please don't cut the gem.
Because no, he's got a plan B he doesn't want to do.
Okay. All right. You hack away, crushing all that remains. Giving everything that you can. You're flooded with multiples of memories as you're wrapped back around to the opposite side. The moment that you connect with that last chain, something happens to the ruby. The ruby begins to spin a little faster, and then faster yet again, and this time it starts undulating in multiple directions in a way that is now casting light. 4 rays of light on each angle of the room. It's like a small disco ball of sorts. Ulhime.
Monkey.
Your room that you're in is starting to change. It pulsates like a heartbeat. The fractures and the ripples in the walls that simulated the ripples of a brain now start to flatten out. They straighten up. You see small veins writhing from angle to angle, wrapping up over the walls, over the ceilings. And I need a perception check from you, Ulhime. Ulhime, you notice as you're glancing around, they're sprouting from the floor. Not just in any place on the floor. They're coming from you. The veins that are developing on the floor are coming from where you've stepped, from where you sit.
I mean, I guess I would lift up my foot and see what's happening with that then. What's it doing to the room then if it's making these veins? Is it like protruding from my direction, or it's going like it's somehow drawing things to me?
When you attempt to lift up your foot to see exactly what's happening, you're only able to draw up your foot maybe a half an inch or so. It's stuck. As you put your foot back down, there's an audible flop noise. Your foot is bound by veins. These large, rounded, protruding veins. What do you do?
Call out memory. What's going on? What's happening?
Memory starts to shift through the floor, and then something different happens. The moment that his left leg is from this, he starts to speak to you, except nothing comes out, and the body falls. And when the body falls, he curls up into the position of what looks to be a mind, a brain.
I would try to like, I guess, move towards him to see if I can like kind of like huddle him, if that makes sense. Like cradle the brain to see if I can protect it from whatever's happening.
Okay. I need to know how you intend to do this. He's just in front of you. Your feet are adhesed to the ground via blood vessels that have risen from this floor around your feet, and you have no arms.
Honestly, it's literally like trying to drop to my knees and trying to just like huddle around it to try to like scoop him in, or if he is that close to me, to see if I can like just use like my chest and abdomen to help him out.
This is gonna be really, really hard. But I could get a reflex save from you. It's not a timely based thing. It's literally what you're forcing your body to do. Wow, very good, very good. It doesn't even look like it's feasible, but you somehow are able to lean your body over, sort of like the Michael Jackson stance, you know, when they're kind of like, they get that lean when he's in a suit.
Yeah.
And instead of like holding your body in that position, you hyperextend further. You hear the sounds of tearing from your calves, yet there is no pain. You tear the muscles, leaning over with everything you have, using other muscles to pull and quarter up your own thighs to force you into a position. And the only thing that really keeps you standing at this point are the bones in your legs. You're inches away. You can see it. You can feel it. You can feel the heat rising off of the brain itself. You hear the rupture. The ruby around you is starting to split. And for the first time, you no longer hear the cries of the man.
As I'm holding him, I'll like just say to him, "It's okay. I'm gonna try to get you out of here. Just hold on."
You're hovering over the body, but you're not quite you're not quite touching it. It's not.
Okay.
You could.
So I'm just, yeah.
You could feasibly force something, but it would probably be the most graphic thing I think that you could do in this situation.
So essentially like tear my muscles and bones from my legs and try and fall over on them?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what it takes. I mean, I ain't got my divinity, you know, not really much else stuff to lose, you know? It's just the body at the end of the day.
Sure. You already know that you're near the end of your rope, as is, Ulhime. You could feel the fractures over your face. You could feel the ripples over your chest. The arm is gone. There's not much left of you as is, but you feel how important it is for you, specifically, to protect this. You don't know how important it is, but you feel like it is your duty. I will need a strength check, and I will need a willpower to follow. Just imagine. Take a second, guys. Look beyond yourself here and picture, if you will, this undead being who in most circumstances would be doing this purely for their own self-gain. And he still just may be. We're not entirely sure, but he realizes how important it is to protect this. He has no arms, and he has to lean forward to protect this gift to mankind, at the cost of tearing his own muscles, shredding his own skin, and snapping the bones at his ankles, to the point where it causes his body to rupture and break over. Ulhime, you still feel the connection of your feet to your ankle and calf. And as you glance back from what is there, remember, pain is not really much of an option for you unless you're affected by X things. But as a lich, it's just a body. You glance back, and you can see the veins that have risen up your feet are holding you next. They're basically holding up to your ankle, going up the length of your legs itself. but you're over the top of this, cradling it between your chin and your chest, protecting it. And that's when you hear the as it fractures around you. On the outside, Thelsa, as you're looking on, as this oversized individual, you watch this thing fracture, and instead of being like glass, it becomes a lot more nebulous, floating, blebbing, if you will, and it turns to this dark matter. It looks more like an undulating or palpitating heart. Blood begins to drip from this heart. And when the blood seems to flow free, the veins are black and blue, and the heart itself is gray.
I don't like it.
You've seen this color of gray before. It's the same color of gray as Ulhime, just before he dies, every time.
I am just kind of awestruck at this point. Unknowing what's going on, I'm just going to kind of watch, knowing I need to get out of here. Terrified of what can happen next.
Jacob.
I think I'm going to scoop up Cort and see if I can't carry him out.
Sure.
While all of this, despite it being something to marvel at, I don't want to risk losing these two over gaping at this thing.
Give me a strength check. You're just carrying the dead weight of Cort. Wow, very good.
That's +1, by the way.
That's good.
I didn't add it in.
You succeed. You pick him up like a doll or a child. It's very difficult for you to move around the room. Remember, this was made by dwarves. It was not made by giants. And you were effectively a large-sized woman. You were right around 8 to 11 feet tall, and I'm guessing you're between 600 and 900 pounds.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the doorway is going to be the easiest for me.
Correct.
Standing in this building alone is tough, but I'm gonna try and leave, but I know it's going to take about a full turn for me to pick up Cort.
You pick up Cort, and with the other hand, you pinch down over the tail of Daniel. You grab him up. You hear the hiss and spittle from within inside your sleeve, and when you glance in, Starbrow's actually gotten larger as well.
Interesting.
You're not sure what it is that's happened. Again, it may be something to deal with that cut, or the way that spell had landed. But it's happened. That's gonna be your round. Cort. That's 4 rounds. Daniel, a D8, please. That's not bad. Lose 3 more health. And Daniel, I will need from you, in this case, because of the loss of blood, give me a... Was it a will save last time, Annie? That was for your sleep, or was it fortitude?
Will, let me check. Will save.
Okay. Daniel, give me a will save. That's not great. Did you want to potentially use one of your 5 luck rerolls?
Yeah, let me try that.
Go for it. That's much better. Now, Daniel, I need a fortitude. The magical compulsion is no longer there, but you were still technically asleep. It's not exceptional. Okay, it's not going to stop the bleeding. Give me a perception, please. This is much easier. It's a much easier roll. You're essentially being jarred awake at this point. Yeah, you will be jarred awake. Easy enough. You feel something happen, and your body alights off of the ground, and you're swinging briefly before you are connected to something much warmer and much wetter than you were anticipating. when your eyes sort of like open up, you're laying belly down on top of what looks like the mottled and wet armor, or the mottled and wet chest of a younger boy, Cort, between the ages of 17 and 19 years old. You blink, and he's much larger this time. Much, much larger. You feel the blood running from your own chest. The wound burns. You weren't expecting this. When you try to say anything, imagining that you do say anything, all that comes out is squeaks and hisses.
I guess I'll just kind of survey the area and look at myself if I can, the best way I can.
Thelsa is huge. Absolutely huge. Compared to what you saw before, you're not sure if you got smaller or she got bigger or both. Either way, you can see that you're different. You can see down the barrel of your snout. Your hands are different. And your first guess is that you're probably some sort of a rodent. But it doesn't explain quite why Thelsa is enormous. Either way, you're awake. You get a move action equivalent. So is there anything that you wanted to do with 3 seconds?
You said I'm on top of Cort, right?
Yes. You're between his you're like on the chest. So just over his shoulder, you're probably like your tail, or in this case what you think might be a leg, is like pinched behind or by like the chest of Thelsa in the back of Cort. She's struggling to carry his body. Though she succeeded in the role, you know that it's not really her forte. Carrying people is not a strength of hers.
Is there any way to come out of rat form, like willingly, or no?
Unfortunately, Baleful Polymorph does not really work that way.
I guess I'll just sit tight where I'm at. I don't want to like.
Okay, you just wait it
too
out.
much.
You wait it out,
Yeah.
sure. Jacob, the same thing has appeared before you. What was once before this large, precious ruby is now a grayed out, what looks like decayed heart that is wrapped in black and blue veins.
Unsure of just what exactly it is, he does reach out and actually grasp it in hand to try and examine.
When you reach out and you sort of touch this heart that is just slowly spinning in place but starts to descend, you place your hand just up under it. Which hand, I'm curious? Is it both of the smaller hands or is it one of the scissor hands?
One of the smaller hands.
Okay. It is larger than what you'd anticipated. Your smaller hands are they're like kobold hands. They're not great, but they're dexterous. And you realize that this is much larger than your smaller hands. I'm not even sure what you would call that. Dorsal hand? Your interior hands? I'm trying to figure out what you might call that, the technicality for
My
it.
anterior lobes.
Yes.
No, if it's larger, I'll try and delicately catch it in a claw.
Sure. Okay. You reach up and you know that you're bringing one of your smaller interior hands in, and you realize the sheer size of it. So instinctively, you bring up both hands, and all of your arms sort of come together, forming what looks like your inner arm. So you're not trying to cut this. It almost forms like what looks like a basket around it, like bumper walls. And your smaller hands create the bottom side of this basket as you're trying to like catch this and be very gentle. You can clear that you can see clearly this is some sort of organ, but you're not entirely sure which. Do you have how many points you have invested in heal?
Let's find out. None.
Give me heal check. Jacob, it might be his reproductive organs, you're not sure.
I think this is a testicle.
A very, very large testicle, yes.
Well, I mean, he is very short.
So what do you do now that you have this cradled? By the way, when this seems to seemingly fall to your hands from this spot in the air, when the chains are no longer there, you hear the And you can see the valves stem outward as they're trying to pump nothing. Again.
I'm gonna go ahead and try and shit. I've got to go ahead and just try and detect magic on it. That's pretty much all I can do at this point.
Okay.
I mean, you know, it's a really weird testicle to have valves on it and everything, but
Well, your heal is not exceptional. What would you like to roll?
Use magic device?
How about Knowledge Arcana?
Yeah, knowledge arcana or spellcraft maybe.
Yeah, let's go with Knowledge Arcana.
Okay.
You're certain it's an organ. You're certain that it came from that ruby. You have no idea of a level of magic that is capable of doing this, or if this is a point to a new level of magic. A new type of magic even. Whatever this is alive. What is it living from? You have no idea.
Shit.
Not quite, sir. Not quite.
Yeah, I'll give it one more round to examine.
Ulhime. Things are different from around you now. You no longer feel as if you have a typical body. You feel extensions from yourself, but more than just 2 from the arms, more than 2 from your legs. You feel extensions from your body. You feel this system of autonomy around you, and you can see and feel from all directions. It's not something that you were anticipating. Do you say anything? Because you can't feel anything internally aside from something cupping you.
Call out. Memory, are you there?
Memory here.
Are you safe?
Memory in. Memory safe. Safe with Ulhime.
No, I'm just kidding. As he says that, you'll hear Ulhime kind of give like a heavy sigh of relief. Good. I'm not sure what's going on, but as soon as we can, we'll try to find Surabar's body and get you two reunited.
And there's a pause. For a length of time, you are unsure. Time is ever shifting here. You hear this almost sweeping sound as it runs through you, this it sounds like a time when you were a child, and you can feel you hear the sound of blood rushing through a body. It's strange. It's comforting, yet it's all of who you are now.
Memory with Ulhime in Suruba. We are one now.
We fused to be a single entity.
We are in the body. This is where we seek a resting home, from whence we are placed. Surabar, Spell Maison, will be once again.
Suruba, come, and he make all better.
It's from there. From there, we can return and bring our gift to the world.
We cheer for Suraba.
And then silence again.
So how is Cort's heart?
Pumping.
Is his heart still pumps fine?
His heart's still pumping blood. Yes, you can tell because the cavity in his chest is still flowing blood out of it.
Yeah.
Woo!
I was just thinking, like, I mean, he's already missing his other organs. Might as well replace that one with the heart that's over there.
Hey man, if you can't give me a full package deal, I'm kind of down.
You ain't get the full package, brother.
Right now, we only got the half package.
What does Thelsa do with Cort and with Daniel?
Yeah, she's trying to make her way out to the wee apothecary. I don't know if Cort can be saved. She might be a lost cause at this point, but
How long does the enlarge last? This is for Thelsa.
13 minutes.
13, okay. Oh my god, that's
1 minute per level.
it's actually not going to be enough time. The wee apothecary is, every time that you've gone, it's been about 20 minutes north of this location.
Spend another charge. You have 46 of that.
Yeah. Once I start to decrease or feel like I'm feigning, I'm gonna try and recast it on myself.
Okay.
Don't tell me my 5th spell also has wild magic.
No, I'm not saying that at all. Cort, you have 3 rounds left.
Wow, I'm gonna
Daniel.
continue to bleed.
Daniel, until anyone takes a moment to help you, or unless you would try to help yourself. I don't know how you're going to do that. All of your supplies and belongings are essentially molded into your person in Baleful Polymorph. They remain there. You can attempt to... You know what? I want to let you be creative here. I want to know what Daniel does to stop himself from bleeding.
I'm gonna lick my wounds as per animal instinct they normally do to help themselves. So I guess a heal check.
Sure, go for it. Let's see what you got.
See, what would happen was I ain't a real animal, so
He's just like, and starts licking. He's like, oh god, that's nasty. Oh,
Those aren't your wounds, brother.
Just do like animals do. Licking my butt.
he cut me
Twice?
way down there. Oh no.
I'm actually gonna try to smell anything that wouldn't be considered, I guess, like normal to the bathhouse's normal bloody stuff. You know, is there anything that like is kind of like standing out?
On the wound?
Since I have height. No. Like in the air, so to speak. Is there anything kind of like that's different that I can try to like sniff out?
Oh yeah. Yes, there
would I-
definitely is. Give me a perception.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to tap into your memory here. That's really good. Give me... Oh man, that's really good actually. So I set the DC here at 15, and for every 5, I'm gonna give you a new scent, if you can remember it. So this is gonna be a wisdom test. Roll, click on your wisdom for me. If you can break 14, you are able to identify all 3 smells. There's one. The first one, you immediately smell feces. Not just in small amount.
It's Cort.
It is a copious amount. Over the smell of the blood on your person, there is this lingering smell of feces.
Okay. Can I tell which direction?
It's from all around you.
Oh, that's nasty. Do I need to do another roll?
Yes, you do. Okay. The next is awful. Look it up. OFFAL. Awful.
It's like innards.
It's like giblets.
And go ahead and make one more memory for me. Let's see what you get. Ooh.
Can I re-roll that?
You've got 4 luck rerolls left. You can re-roll the shit out of it. You can roll it as many times as you'd like.
That's better.
Hey, that's much better. And rot.
So there's a rotting corpse nearby with a lot of poop.
That's what your scents tell you immediately that you can perceive. Despite that heavy, lingering scent of blood, you sense feces, offal, and rot.
I'm gonna look to the direction of the rot, or is the rot coming from everywhere as well?
It's mostly coming from everywhere, but it is most centralized in the direction of Crater Lake.
I'm gonna squeak or look at Thelsa since she's so freaking huge. I'm gonna hope to hell that she understands what I'm saying. I have a hey, darling, I have a hunch. I'm gonna do my best to try to find out what the hell this is, but I'll be right back. And I'm gonna scream my ass on out of the bathhouse and follow that scent.
Oh, she's got a hold of you. She's literally holding onto you, trying to carry you both in the direction of a healer.
Can I run down her leg?
Potentially. Thelsa. Daniel immediately starts, like going ham.
Yeah, no, I'm not putting him down.
You know what? I'm curious.
He's bleeding to death right
give me
now.
a knowledge nature. I want to see what you got. Give me a knowledge nature.
Nah.
You can tell that there is distress, but you can't tell whether or not he's like, oh my god, I'm bleeding, or he's like, I'm here asking you again.
Like, he's awake. That's all I know. I'm figuring he just woke up and he's not having a great time.
Yeah, he's not having a great time. Give me, let's see. What would you like to use here, Daniel? What would you like to use to try to get away?
I'll reflex.
I'm gonna say, if you bite me, I'm gonna throw you at a wall.
Interesting way of reflexing when you're pinched between one body and another. So you're just like,
Yeah, I mean, I figure I'm
Wiggle,
really
wiggle,
tiny,
wiggle, wiggle.
so
you know what? I want to see. Let me take a look at your character sheet here. I want to see what you might have to help you, Daniel. You have, this would be a skill. It would be a skill-based check. Daniel, you could try Escape Artist.
yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay, go for it. Hey, very good, very good. You're able to push up enough to get 1 foot behind Cort, and you kind of slide your body up, and the last bit is a pinch on the tail between his shoulder and probably her belt. And from there, you are able to free yourself. Thelsa, he manages to free himself. Do you try to stop him?
No. I am going to stop moving. I'm gonna put Cort down, and I'm gonna try and dispel the magic on him so that he's not a baleful polymorph rat anymore.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure how long he was gonna be asleep for.
All right. Cast a spell.
Had a hard time finding it there.
Yeah. That's all good. Cast time is 1 standard action, and you've got hella range. And you cast target. It's instantaneous. You manage to immediately undo the magic, and as he's running, you see him immediately sort of come back to in his almost all-fours form, except he's glancing around from that, and it's like your body starts to try to push itself away from the earth. Daniel, you can feel your body has changed. You're no longer warm all over, and you can see that as your hands sort of strike out, you're actually wearing clothes. The robes that you had before, the leathers that you still donned, your hands are normal, and you're no longer a rat.
I'm gonna put my hand over my chest because it's probably burning a fuck ton from the cut. Miss Thelsa, you might want to come with me. I was trying to tell you, I have a hunch. We need to head to Crater Lake and fast. I don't have a whole lot of time.
You're dying. What is Crater Lake gonna do for you? You need a healer.
If I die, I mean, it's one of the many things that's the least worried about compared to what we got dealing with all these chains.
Don't make me put you back to sleep. I will put you back to sleep and carry you there.
You see this, you hear like, as Thelsa typically has this very feminine voice, now you hear this, don't make me put you back to sleep. As this like, this huge woman, right? She's like, I'll do it. I swear to God, I'll do it.
I know, Thelsa, I know it sounds a little crazy, but with that little gift you gave me a little while ago, I sniffed something out, something putrid, something not right, something that was strong enough to get through the bathhouse.
It's not gonna fix your cut or fix Cort's organs.
The cut we'll worry about. I think what we're gonna go look for might actually be able to fix everything over here.
Aggressively Magikarps.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Cort, that's 5. You know what? That's 2 more rounds. That's 6 rounds. You got 2 rounds left before you're gonna start making fortitude saves.
I'm just look down and go with him.
Actually, before I know where Crater Lake is, right? Considering I walked into the town.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually,
Daniel, you are bleeding out.
Yeah.
As in, like, every 6 seconds you lose a D8 of health. If you don't do something about it soon, you will be a dead.
Can I do heal real quick?
You can attempt. Yeah, you can attempt to bind the wound. Yeah, that's encouraged. I can't encourage that enough.
Let me do that.
Well, I became undead, so I didn't have to worry about it anymore.
It's true.
That's the only reason.
My knees are bleeding.
Daniel, like, do you have anything? Like, do you have a healer's kit on your person?
I do not.
I was gonna say, do you have like sewing needle and thread? Do you have anything to sort of help? Like, do you even have like bandages or wraps?
No, I only have like my clothes and the dagger.
Nice. Yeah. So, nah. It's likely that your backpack of anything that would be even remotely useful was dropped in there because they were quote unquote allies at the time, and now you're bleeding out and you're like looking for anything that you can, trying to hold it, and there's nothing.
I'm just gonna kind of look at Thelsa. Forgive me for taking a quick leave of absence, Miss Thelsa, but I'll be back as soon as I can. I'm gonna cast teleport and go to Crater Lake.
Okay, so just feel the vision. You glance down, you see where you want to go, and you immediately snap to. You appear at Crater Lake.
I'm gonna start looking around, kind of surveying the area as hard as possible. Is there anything that would resemble like raw or something that's dead?
Thelsa's like, son of a bitch, that's how that spell works. That's right.
Does that mean I can do it now, or do I actually have to? Oh, damn it!
No,
Those
Steven
are the
would have to actually
components.
teach it to you.
Yeah, man, too bad. Too bad I can't just watch people do spells and immediately know how to do them.
I'm gonna turn this back before you get the rest of the way to the beach and you start going through your investigation, and Cort inevitably meets his untimely death.
Yep.
I'm gonna give this to Jakob. The camera pans back. The scene never changes, though people have made like a banana and peeled out this place. It is still as tense as ever, Jakob clutching the darkened gray, enlarged, blue and black veined, slowly beating heart.
Oh, God. Lifting up the heart, he's just going to whisper to it, Ulhime, I hope to hell this is you. And kind of cradling it in one hand and claw, he's going to reach back, grab up Alakast, and pierce the heart. Knowing that Ulhime has survived this before and has successfully arisen from the shield.
Make an attack.
I'm real glad I'm not directly in this room.
Wait. You want me to go ahead and
Thank you for taking me out of that room.
make an attack, or
You're
I mean,
attacking.
you're dead anyways.
You intend to attack with the Unmaker. You've just said you got to make an attack. It's not like a
Oh.
body, right? Like you even in golf, you can't just whip a fucking club at it and hope that you strike the ball into the hole. Okay,
Wait, that's not how we're supposed to play golf?
Jacob.
Have I been doing
We play golf different up here.
All right, chat. Jacob, as you bring down the alb blade, striking this heart, Ulhime, the sensation around you comes to a halt. You die. The heart fails to continue palpitating. And we are going to take our first break. So we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go far, because this is going to come to a conclusion.
If
One way or another.
if both Daniel, Cort, and Ulhime die, Thelsa's going to kill Jacob. It's going to happen.
We're going to take a 3 to 5 minute break so I can talk with him. Because I don't know how he managed to do it, but he managed to one-up himself. An impressive sense. So we'll be back in just a minute.